You know we be with it, we off in the hood like some wizards. Nobody ever gave us anything. Meant something from nothing, just like magicians. Gotta relearn everything. Just to remember that I was forgetting. Just to remember that we had a vision. Did it all, don't know how I did it. Time to go star season to go and you know those crystal truths. Let them know we in here, yeah, we in the building. Star season to go and you know those crystal children. Back up in the matrix, yeah, we on the mission. Star season to go and you know those crystal children. Let them know we in here, yeah, we in the building. Star season to go and you know those crystal children. Back up in the matrix, yeah, we on the mission. Off on the mission, you know how it goes. Off in the system, they turn up their nose. They took all the soil, but they didn't know. Through the concrete, you see the roads. Eyes ain't open, don't mean I ain't woke. Ain't got no cash, don't mean that I'm broke.
Welcome. There we go. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come in. Sit in your sacred space. Whatever space that is, that you can sit. I'm taking it slow because the divine is just giving me this. That you can sit and hear your divine self, both in your spiritual mind and your ego mind, and learn. We've come here to learn. We've come here to be educated by spirit, by the divine. I'm only a vessel. I believe that Marcus is only a vessel as well. So you get to take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Growth and expansion is for where you are at right now when you came into this room. Where you are right now, you didn't have to be any more prepared than you already are right now. That's what Ra is sharing with us, being in our now moment. It's great to want to know where our higher beings came from before they took this form. It's great. It's great when that's revealed to you. But if it keeps you from being in your now, in this experiment of life and growth and shifting and evolving, take a seat. Give yourself a moment to have a conversation with that higher self that's going to let you know that it's okay to learn these infinite, again, infinite wisdoms and understandings. To understand them as they move through the vibration of you. So come on in. Open up. Take what resonates. Leave what doesn't. What doesn't means that if it is not sending off rockets of desire for more information, leave it in the room, because that means that it's for someone else. Ra is not telling you that this is the end all be all and you need to follow Ra. No, Ra is just sharing information. Just information. You don't have to worship him. You don't have to follow him. Every word that they say is a gift. You can accept it or not. There's more gifts for you. Growth and expansion is for you. You start where you're at and you go as far as you want to go. And then Ross says, let it be so. Ross says, Adonai. From the one true creator that is. And is not. So if you're ready, I'm ready. If you're ready for this episode, I'm ready for this episode. I am an open vessel to the divine in the expression of Ra in this reading. Are you ready, Marcus?
The Kabbalion. Hermetic philosophy of the ancient alchemists. Page 32, if you have this edition of the Kabbalion. It says the all.
Just be patient. If you
Under.
he's Marcus, could you read that again?
Yeah, sure.
Could you read that again?
You're pretty glitchy over there on your side.
And you're glitchy on yours.
Oh,
Wow.
interesting. All right. So I'm reading it out of the Kabbalion, Hermetic Philosophy. And it is page 32 for anybody that has this edition of the book. And it is about the all. Under and back of the universe of time, space, and change is ever to be found the substantial reality, the fundamental truth. Substance means that which underlies all outward manifestations, the essence, the essential reality, the thing in itself. Substantial means actually existing, being the essential element, being real. Reality means the state of being real, true, enduring, valid, fixed, permanent, actual. Under and behind all outward appearances or manifestations, there must always be a substantial reality. This is the law. Man, considering the universe of which he is a unit, sees nothing but change in matter, forces, and mental spaces. He sees that nothing really is, but that everything is becoming and changing. Nothing stands still. Everything is being born, growing, dying. The very instant a thing reaches its height, it begins to decline. The law of rhythm is in constant operation. There is no reality, enduring quality, fixating, or substantiality in anything. Nothing is permanent, but change. He sees all things evolving from other things and resolving into other things. A constant action and reaction, inflow and outflow, building up and tearing down, creation and destruction, birth, growth, and death. Nothing endures but change. And if he be a thinking man, he realizes that all of these changing things must be but outward appearances or manifestations of some underlying power, substantial reality. All thinkers in all lands and all times have assumed the necessity for postulating the existence of this substantial reality. All philosophies worthy of the name have been based upon this thought. Man have given to the substantial reality many different names. Some have called it by the term of deity. Others have called it the infinite, the eternal energy. Others have tried to call it matter, but all have acknowledged its existence. It is self-evident. It needs no argument. In these lessons, we have followed the example of some of the world's greatest thinkers, both ancient and modern, the Hermetic masters, and have called the underlying power, the substantial reality, by the Hermetic name of the All, which term we consider the most comprehensive of the many terms applied by man to that which transcends names and terms. Ooh,
Ooh.
that is the Kabbalion, Hermetic philosophy. For anybody that likes to read the Hermetic principles, the universal laws, this is right up that alley for you. And with that, I hand it over to you.
The all. The all that is and all that is not. Because everything comes from the is not, the unmanifested. From darkness comes light, and light into darkness. The divine is the all. You can call it Almighty God. You can call it the Creator. You can call it the Matrix or illusion. The divine doesn't care what you call it because it is. It's just simply is. And once we move in that vibration, Ra says, then we step into a newness. That serving others is serving ourselves. We're always taken care of. We start at the root. We are supposed to want material things. We're supposed to learn how to create them. We are the divine in the essence and expression of what the divine wants to be. Us, you. Growth, shifting, expanding, expression, sweetness of life. Can you taste it? Can you feel it? Can you go, ooh, I love my life? And the divine says, oh, you do? You want more of that? We can do that. And the divine says, oh, it's so nice to be you, Sandy. It's so nice to be you, Marcus. It's so nice to be you, Katrina. It's so wonderful to be you, Casey. I love being all these expressions all at once. And that's what Ra is talking about. What one perception from one person is about how they perceive it. And that's their free will. When we step into their picture, we can perceive it a whole different way. And they're going to ask, or they have the opportunity to ask, well, what does your perception or opinion have to do with me? And if they can say that about themselves, you can say it about you too. It's amazing that the divine can share two stories at once. That's magnificent. That is the universe at its best. So are we ready? Are we ready for this book? Are we ready to continue? I know I am. So the questioner says, I think that to clear up this point, I will ask a few questions that are related that will probably or possibly help me to understand this better. Because I am really confused about this, and I think it is a very important point in understanding the creation and the creator in general. You might say, if a wanderer of fourth, fifth, or sixth density dies from this third density state in which we presently find ourselves, does he then find himself in the third density time space after death? Time in the time first / space, right? Does that entity after they die are they still in that time of third density when they die? When they move forward into another vibration, is that vibration still part of third density? This question for the questioner has come up a lot in all of the books so far. I am Ra. This will be slow my road. This will depend upon the plan which has been approved by the Council of Nine. Some wanderers, slow it even more. Some wanderers offer themselves for but one incarnation, while others offer themselves for varying lengths of their or your time. Raw states of your time, how you count time, how humans count time. Ra goes on to say, up to and including the last 2 cycles of 25,000 years. Again, that's human time. If the agreed upon mission is completed, the wanderer's mind, body, spirit complex will go to the home vibration. For me, the home vibration is called the realm of absolute. For Christians, it might be called heaven. It's only a name, only a label. Ra wants you to know that means that expression merges back with the one true creator. Because it's only an expression of the creator. So the creator can only merge back with itself. The questioner asks, have there been any wanderers on this planet for the past 50,000 years now? I am Ra. There have been a few. There have been many more which chose to join this last cycle of 25,000 years, and many, many more which have come for harvest. Questioner. Now here is the point of my confusion. If after physical death, a wanderer would return to his home planet, why cannot the same entity be extracted from negative time space to the home planet rather than reincarnating into negative space time? I am Ra. As we stated, the position in negative time / space of which we previously were speaking is that position which is pre-incarnative. After the death of the physical complex in yellow ray activation, the mind / body / spirit complex moves to a far different portion of time space, in which the indigo body will allow much healing and review to take place before any movement is made towards another incarnative experience. Ra goes on to say, I perceive a basic miscalculation upon your part in that time/space is no more homogeneous. I think it's just pronounced. I was going to call it homogenized. Homogeneous than space-time. It is as complex and complete a system of illusions, dances, and patterns as is space-time, and has a structure, listen to this, and has a structured system of what you may call natural laws. Now, they mentioned yellow ray and yellow ray and indigo. So I'm going to ask Marcus to drop in and share some raw knowledge with us as well.
Man, there's some good stuff.
Wow.
I was really intrigued.
This is
also,
some good stuff.
I was also really intrigued by the Council of Nine, and also the talk about what I've been studying lately in my other life called the Sophionic light body. And it sounds very parallel to what it is that Ra was describing at the end there with the blueprint system and the energy body of the human being. It's really intriguing. So speaking of the energy body and the light body, a part of the energy body and the light body is the chakra system. And the chakra system, we're going to talk about the yellow center as well as what was the other center? The indigo?
Indigo. Yes.
Awesome. Okay. So the yellow center is what you could say is our third energy center if you're starting down at the root chakra as the base. And that third energy center, it basically acts as the energy center where we begin to develop our own conscious ego and self-identity of ourself. And with that self-identity, we then are able to start forming judgment based off of the actions that we're going to take, the ability to have integrity, and the ability to make change. Along with that, it is also the energy center where we have natural confidence and we feel connected to empowerment and joy and upliftment as well. So I'm going to pull up for you guys real quick ascensionglossary.com just as a quick reference. And this is going to give you guys a good reference point of where you guys can explore and study more if you would like as well in your own free time and free will, if you would like. So this is ascensionglossary.com, and this is talking about the third chakra, which is the solar plexus, the yellow energy center. So just briefly here, it says it governs our third dimensional identity structures. The 3D identity structures are the three mind matrices of our subconscious, instinctual, and conscious reasoning mind. See the three layers of ego. As these three stations of identities merge, the triad bodies combine into one 3D energetic grid level of a body. Together they form and create a horizontal energy bodies. This formed horizontal shield is akin to an energetic completion of the 3D experience for the personality and the 4D identities of the soul matrix, and its frequencies start to pour into the energy bodies. This energy center has the attributes of our consciousness that governs our mental functioning and issues around power, control, the freedom to be oneself, and our chosen career. The greatest need of the chakra is to live in an organized world where everything is orderly and disciplined, to be an intellectual and be an individual. We are leaving human order for the higher expression of our divinity or soul, which has no reasoning in linear sequence to satisfy the ego. So this sets a world stage of confusion for many people, unaware of what is transpiring with the consciousness shift. This centers the foundation of the ego filters and its personality, and is where we carry anger, hostility, rage, and issues that arise when we feel threatened in our personal power or ambition. This area is a clearinghouse and receptacle for repressed emotions. So that's just like one paragraph about the solar plexus, the yellow energy center. There's more in there as well if you want to read more. And then I'll go ahead and pull up as well the third eye chakra, which will be the sixth chakra in this case. So the sixth chakra, the third eye, which is the sixth dimensional indigo ray, it is located directly between the eyebrows at the top of the nose. And then it is the direct connection to our light body axis. So it is connected to the pituitary gland and is connected to the male side of the sixth axonal line. Once dissolving or removing the pineal cage and the implants on the seventh axonal lines leading in the pineal, 10th axonal lines in the solar star chakra will take the place of the 7D crown. The corrected crown pattern ultimately merges with the avatar matrix when aligned to the consent with the crystal star or Christ. This creates a triad pattern between the 6D link to pituitary, the 7D link to the pineal gland, and the 9D links in the hypothalamus and the thalamus in the center of the brain. The six-dimensional indigo ray has been undergoing repair with the mother arc and the aurora re-encryptions. One can ignite the mother arc aqua ray in the center of the brain to help open the third eye center with Christos consent to alignment. The sixth chakra and the seventh chakra ultimately synthesize the male and female chakra wave spectrum and unify pattern through the third eye or sixth chakra. This synthesized 6 to 7D pattern is called building wings. The 7D violet ray has been undergoing repair with the father arc. So that's just a little bit about the third eye indigo center as well. And you guys can check this out anytime. AscensionGlossary.com.
AscensionGlossary.com. There is so much more to our chakras. Even that little bit that he shared with you. I can guarantee you that you can go on someone else's page that has did a deep dive into this, because that was their calling to do that, and the divine opened up infinite access to more knowledge. I think everything that we're learning, Ra wants you to know, it's the tip of the iceberg. You haven't dived really deep into it yet. Deep, 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 deep. Deep, deep. Okay? So you get to take what resonates for your highest and greatest good. Ra is only sharing this information because they want to give you some of the cheat codes. And guess what? The divine of everything that is and is not said, let it be so. Go ahead and give them the cheat codes. I want to see them grow and expand, shift and evolve because I'm them. They are me. The divine doesn't want to see us fail unless we want to fail. And then the divine will say, let it be so. I want to feel that too. Growth is both of the polarities happening all at once to you. And you get to decide what the after effect is. Ra just says, what do you feel? Like this questioner. The questioner is very determined to find out about space-time and time-space. Why does Ra say this way? Ra is giving us information about the vibrational shifting that we go through. You could call them vibrational doors, or you can call them vibrational portals. We're walking through a portal as we live in 3D. We just don't see it with our physical eyes. This is why Ra is talking about, the yellow ray and the indigo ray, because they're part of us. They came with us when we took this form. We just don't recall it. And Ra has come because it's time for us to start recalling. Just because they haven't walked this planet for over 25,000 years doesn't mean they left us. They just waited for the perfect timing for us to be ready to communicate with them again, to be able to listen to them. And they chose to do it this way so you wouldn't be enamored with them walking amongst you. You wouldn't put them in a place of worship. You put them in a place of a teacher. Yahshua came as a teacher, and he was put in the position to be worshiped. And if he wasn't being worshiped, he was being denied and driven out, because he was saying that he and the Father are one. He and the Creator are one. He was talking, sharing, teaching wholeness, which is all that Ra is teaching you right now. They are teaching you wholeness. Their whole planet managed to shift and become wholeness. And they are Ra. Now, maybe we might not do that right at this specific time as a planet, but as consciousness, individual, authentic consciousness, one Marcus, one me, one everyone in here. We're all wholeness, but we're all unique. We're all experiencing life, but we're learning and becoming part of the wholeness. I am part of Marcus, and Marcus is part of me. I am part of Casey, and Casey is part of me. We pure wholeness. And that's all Ra is saying. It doesn't matter whether we're experiencing it in time, space, or space, time. We're experiencing it. And when we leave this physical form, we're still experiencing it as the wholeness that was me. My soul gets to, they call it the 9. But they get to go back to heaven, whatever you might want to call it, and they get to check in. And they get to check off the boxes. Did I learn this? Oh, I learned this. Check. Did I learn this? Check. No, what did I learn this one? No, I didn't learn that. But I really want to learn what unconditional love feels like in human form. I got to go back. It might not be a trauma-based. It might be, I just didn't learn what I needed to learn. I got to go back. But now I need another form body. It might not even be back in the same lineage that soul came from in the first place. It gets to make choices. The same choices that you get to make. So when my higher being is done with this body, as beautiful as I think this body is, it can say, I gotta go. I didn't get all the experience that I wanted to get, so I gotta go again. Ooh, can I go again? And the divine says, yes, go ahead. There's your backpack over there. You got a body all ready to go. You're ready to be born. Before you set off, are you in the right body to get the best experience? Do you remember the protocol? The protocol is you'll be born. You won't recall where you came from at first, but we've got some spiritual guides that are going to guide you. It's simple like that. I could write a kid's book, right? But the divine Ra is saying, you're experiencing all of 3D in physical form. When death occurs or separation occurs from your body and from your higher being, that's a different vibration. So the questioner says, I'll ask this question to inform me a little bit about what you just stated. When you came to this planet in craft 18,000 and 11,000 years ago, these crafts had been called bell crafts and were photographed by George Adaminsky. If I am correct, these craft looked somewhat like a bell, and they had a portal around them in the upper portion, and they had 3 hemispheres at 120 degrees apart underneath. Is this correct? I am Ra. This is correct. The questioner says, were those constructed in time, space, or in space, time? I am Ra. We ask your persistence, patience, for our answer must be complex. A construct of thought was formed in time, space. This portion of time, space is that which approaches the speed of light. In time, space, At this approach, the conditions are such that time becomes infinite and mass ceases, so that one which is able to skim the, shall we say, boundaries or boundary strength of this time space is able to become placed where it will. When we were where we wish to be, then closed. I'm gonna slow this roll because he's painting you a picture. So close your eyes and listen. When we were where we wish to be, we then clothed the construct of life, which would appear. Wow. I've got to even slow my roll. That thy word be my word. And okay. When we were where we wish to be, once they came out of that light energy, they just thought it where they wanted to be. We then clothe, and that's spelled CHOTED, the construct of light with that which would appear as the crystal bell. This was formed through the boundary into space-time. So they went where they were going through light. And they came out where they wanted to be. They went from time, space. They came out and they were in space-time. Thus, there were two constructs, the time-space or immaterial construct, and the space-time, the materialized construct. They thought where they wanted to go. And then they were there. The questioner says, was there a reason for the particular shape that you chose? In particular, a reason for the three hemispheres on the bottom? I am Ra. It seemed an aesthetically pleasing form and one well suited to those limited uses which we must needs make of your space-time motivating requirement. We created it, the shape, so it fitted us in what third density is about. Third density is about materialism. It's about things being formed. Over to you, Marcus. Whew. When Ra was saying, I have to, this is going to be a deep one. Whew.
Oh yeah, this one's getting good because once again, it's paralleling to my Rising podcast. So what I'm gaining is a direct parallel of what we call the Sophia plasmic light body. And I'm going to read a little bit about this to you guys. And basically what the Sophia is the Sophia is the solar feminine principle that basically is the mother energy that permeates through all of the wisdom of experience and creation, so to say. So it carries the sound and light and the codes throughout all of existence within these dimensions. So you have the Sophianic sonic plasma light. Sophia's magnetic heart tone is of universal sonar sounds that are very similar to dolphin and whale speak. Sophianic speak is a sonic heart language which arranges the stanza of creational code, which generate the musical heart tones which build the layers of Christos architecture. Sophianic heart language is what activates the Ark of the Covenant codes, which is the key to the door of House of God, or the Crystal Cathedral. To understand more about the Sophia, the Sophi A, sonic heart speak, is to learn about how dolphin and whale communicate and sing. Dolphins and whales produce rapid bursts of high-frequency clicks and vibrational buzzes that are primarily thought in 3D to be for species communication and echolocation. Echolocation is to obtain sonic information, which measures density, distance, shapes, wavelength, composition, and gives detailed energetic information within an environment. This is a type of heart sensory ability like sonar, which reads shapes and energies in the field, similar as architectural software that reads blueprints. This sonar sensory ability may become developed in humans as a part of the higher heart light body function and in those indigo beings connected to the Cetacean lineages. And then let's see here. There's one more thing I wanted to show, and that is the Sophianic template, or the Sophianic Grail. Okay. Yes. Actually, we'll go with the template. Okay, so the Sophianic template. This time is something that we have been waiting for, working to embody for a very long time. During the last quarter of 2019, the Crystal Guardian host, Christo mission, has greatly accelerated into several continuous group gridwork projects, made possible through an ongoing series of Paladorian activations. This has been primarily focused upon the reclamation of the solar feminine Christ through the newly available embodied levels of the Christo-Sophianic template. So the staff codes helps humanity in the critical time of choosing the way that we evolve forward on the timelines at a global level. During recent Paladorian activations, the return of the Sophianic template is reconfiguring the monadic body architecture available on the planet. This transmits another stage of the sound wave feminine staff codes. This activation of the verticals in the planetary body is impacting the vertical channels and the chakras in the human light body, which is additional support for embodying the multidimensional internal monadic biocomputer that sparks the inner flame access points. The flame access points are a part of the organic human light body system that are designed to circulate life force energy within the axional lines between the physical layers and the etheric body template These are smaller energy centers that exist in the body on the vertical channels of the axonal lines and are also referred to as lotus points. This appears to be generating impacts in the way conscious unit. Oh, okay. This appears to be generating impacts in the way consciousness units enter the material realm, making vertical channel adjustments through the sophionic body template that can affect the subatomic, atomic, and molecular levels of the physical body and the matter realms. Interesting. And I'll leave it there as it talks about matter and the form in the third dimensional realm with the connection of the light codes.
Yes, yes, yes. In The Divine Design by Lori Ladd, when the first clarion call went out about, I think it was maybe 12,000 years ago, when Earth Consciousness made the clarion call when she was being pulled down, instead of, she wanted to shift upward in polarity, or not polarity, but in dimension, right? She allowed us to start at fifth dimension, or fifth dimensional consciousness, so that we had always, while we were having these journeys and stories and moving through polarity, there was no negative polarity. We were just having a story. That way, we could remember the divine. We could remember why we chose to become part of this expression of the divine. But as higher beings, they were coming from everywhere to explore, because she invited them. Earth Consciousness said, yes, I want my friends to come. And the divine of all that is and is not said, okay, put out the call. And the call went out. And some higher beings wanted to play, but they didn't want to play in human form. They did not want to do this. They wanted to, look around like little kids do. What's in that room? They wanted to know how they could play. Oh, can we go down? Can we go down a conscious level? What would the play look like there? And they went down. And Earth Consciousness felt herself being pulled downward instead of being able to shift to the next conscious level in form, in her form body, because the higher beings that chose to come in and experience, they wanted to go down. Because when you went down, even though you would not remember that the divine is part of you, you had more experiences. And the clarion call came out and said, I can't shift. And the divine said, well, what do you want to do? And Earth Consciousness says, well, let's go down a level. Let's go down to, the third dimension. We'll still give them free will. They'll just have to remember that they agreed that they want to play here. And to play here, you're not going to recall that the divine is with you. You're not going to immediately know that. Well, it made so much sense to me, guys, that what Ra is explaining to you now about matter and how they move through this matter is so that their energy levels don't get caught up in the density. So they've created these ships that we think are just so woo. They created them for purpose. Their ships are being maintained and moving through their energy. All they got to do is think. The ship will use their energy and take them exactly where they want to go and open up in the place and the destination that they want to be in, and it will look to us a little odd, but to them it's functional. When the 4D beings, when they were created and they were shipped outside of the quantum field, the only way they could access playing with humans again, and we'll put that in quotations, is that they had to stay in the fourth dimension. They could only come in using certain portals that protected their energy. And they could only do it while you're sleeping or while you're astral traveling. And those ships protect their energy and help give them movement. And they know how to move between fourth density and third density. They know how to play the game. All Ra is trying to get you to do is understand that you need to know how to play that game too. Can't nothing happen to you unless you give them permission, and they know this. Okay, nothing happened to you unless you let them know that you fear them. And then game on. They say, okay, we'll play with you. And they know how to travel in between that energy, in between that matter. They know how to operate the matter. The matter isn't foreign to them. That's all Ra is saying. Ra said we chose that design because it fit. It worked with our energy. It worked with our mind state. It takes us to where we want to go. It's like watching your sci-fi movie and watching Star Trek say, hit it, and they go through this quantum phase, and they come out on the other side of another universe. Why do you understand that movie and you don't understand the real stuff that's happening in this dimension that you're part of? That's all Ra is saying. Every time you see a new Star Trek movie, they've upgraded so that they can go farther beyond where no man has gone before, or woman. That's all. Ra is just telling this guy, hey, the design works. It's just pretty basic. I've got to explain, like Marcus says, it's matter. Ra just explained to you how matter works and how light movement works, how the Hubble telescope works, that the telescope can see into another dimension, other planets, and how light travels, and then shows up as a form of matter on across the universe. This is all Ra is saying. And this questioner, he keeps asking the question through each one of his books. And Ra keeps saying, you keep asking the question. It's not me that's not explaining it correctly. It's you that just doesn't want to take it at my word. So here, I can only give it to you as best I can give it to you. And I have to go deep. So, do we have time for one more question?
I do need to get my father some dinner before the new moon live at 10. So, if we could just call it here.
We can call it here then.
Sounds good.
I love that Ra's talking about matter, you know,
Yeah.
and light. And Ra's saying all we had to do was think it, and the ship took us there.
Mm-hmm.
The ship moved through light, and where it came out as, it ended up being form.
See, now it's making a lot of sense now with reading about the Sophionic, like subharmonic tones, and how they're saying that those subharmonic tones, which the whales and dolphins also vibrate in the ocean, how those tones are what assimilate the fractals and the things into material form. So that's an interesting correlation right there. What a way to have some things to ponder on.
Ponder on this.
Ponder
on this. You've got Star Trek in every movie, every series. You've got Battlestar Galactica. You've got Star Wars. And these ships and all their characters that they're interacting with, all these alien characters that we're going and watching and looking at it like it's fantasy. It's a story being told to you about how matter and light moves in a galaxy far, far away. And Ra is saying, it's here too. It's here too. It's not that far from being a possibility of a truth for whoever wants to accept it. It's a perception you have, but if you act on that perception with any type of energy, that energy becomes at some point a truth for someone. And then if you carry that truth into your living status of living, it can become form for you. That's all Ra is saying. I mean, just blew my mind today. Most people, when they die or they have a near-death experience, they come back with this information where doctors or psychologists or whatnot are trying to dim it, to say that couldn't have happened. Oh, that was your mind. Your mind had a blackout, blah, blah, blah. But you just crossed into a different dimension, and your higher being allowed you to keep that recall. For whatever reason, the higher being held on to it for you and gave that information to you. You have to find out why. You could go to your psychiatrist, but your psychiatrist is just going to probably tell you, hey, I need to give you some medicine. You need to chill. But maybe you don't. Maybe you need to go and have a conversation with your higher self and say, well, you know what? I'm going to let you keep, giving me these downloads, and I'm just going to write down every time I wake up. I'm going to write a word until you've made your sentence that I can understand. Why did I go into that portal, and why did I come back? I get it was probably not my time, but please explain this energy. I'm saying I can't wait until next Wednesday so we can read some more. I mean, the end of the book, the whole book was good, but this last little bit, These are the golden nuggets. So I hope to see you next Wednesday. Next Wednesday? Or is that going to be close to holiday season? We got one more before we do, before we have
Thanksgiving's Thursday.
Thanksgiving is Thursday. So we've got Wednesday.
Yep.
Okay. We're good. That's going to be our Thanksgiving. Thank you.
And if you want, you guys bring your snacks or bring your leftovers and enjoy the episode with us. Maybe get some hot chocolate or some eggnog or some pumpkin spice, get the festivity energy going with us, and we'll definitely bring it too. And I look forward to that.
I don't know if Scarecrow 7 Hole 2 is still in there. They asked what this channel was about, but I didn't see him anymore in there. So,
okay.
Yeah. So, anyway, all right. Thank you so much. I look forward to next Wednesday. I promise I won't read ahead. I promise.
You won't blame me if you do, though.
Yeah. It's
and
good.
For everybody out there, stay tuned here at the top of the hour, 10 p.m. Eastern. We will be having a few of us Sacred Kingdom members holding a new moon sacred space. So tune in at 10 p.m. Eastern, and you can catch a few of us. And stay tuned as we close out. The end of this, we'll be playing a little preview and to a brand new part of the Soul Awakening series by Sandy over here. So as we close out, enjoy this new promo and preview of what's to come on Tuesday. One love.
One love, wholeness, and balanced love to you and yours.
Quantum Age of Awakening and the Consciousness in Science. Hey, beautiful souls. Quantum physics teaches us that simply observing something and paying attention actually changes what happens. It doesn't mean we magically create reality with our thoughts, but it does show that consciousness participates in how things unfold. Awareness truly matters. Spirituality has always known this. Awareness is the bridge between our inner world and our outer world, the meeting point where energy shifts and new possibilities open. You've probably heard that phrase, everything is energy. And that's not just a spiritual idea. It aligns with science. Every atom, every molecule, every thought carries its own frequency. The universe isn't a collection of separate things. It's an immersed field of energy, constantly moving, shifting, and interacting. And you're woven into that. Your awareness, your presence influences your experiences, not by force, but by participation. Being awake and paying attention by choosing how and when you show up. If this resonates with you, I'd love to have you join me for a deeper exploration into consciousness and science during my live stream on November 25th, 2025 at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on my YouTube channel. We're going to dive into connection between consciousness, science, energy, and the way reality unfolds. I can't wait to connect with you there.